Got a lot of apologies to make.
Nothing's been the same since New York. You experience things, and then they're over. I can't sleep. And when I do, I have nightmares.
Honestly, there's 100 people who want to kill me.
I hope I can protect the one thing I can't live without.
Ladies, children, sheep. Some people call me a terrorist. I consider myself a teacher. Lesson number 1. Heroes. There is no such thing.
So I gotta say, I was looking around today at the internet a little bit when I was trying to think about what I wanted to say about this trailer, and I saw a number of you had already commented online that you were wondering, where were the jokes? Where's the funny? That's Iron Man's calling card. And I think clearly it's not here, and I think the reason is that this trailer, and perhaps the movie, is a direct knee-jerk reaction to the negative response to Iron Man 2. Because a lot of people really disliked Iron Man 2. I liked Iron Man 2. It's actually up there with Avengers as my 2 favorite Marvel Studios films. But I know the reaction was very negative. It got Jon Favreau kicked off the franchise. So I think that, I think everybody had hoped maybe that it would course correct. But the question is, how much is it course corrected? I'm a little nervous now. And also a little incredulous, because Shane Black, the guy they hired to take over, is a comedic writer. He's a comedic action writer. He did the Lethal Weapon series. He wrote the Lethal Weapon series, and also he wrote and directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which also starred Robert Downey Jr., which was a very funny movie. It was dark, but it was funny. So that's not being seen here at all. I hope they just are waiting. I hope it's still in the film. I can't imagine it wouldn't be. There's one shot where there's a giant stuffed bunny when I watched it the second time, and Gwyneth Paltrow and Robert Downey Jr. were being thrown across the room. I was like, where'd that giant stuffed rabbit come from? So that seems like a Shane Black kind of touch. And I hope there are a lot of them in the film. And also, as far as Tony Stark going to a dark place, the only dark place I really want to see Tony Stark go is battling alcoholism. That's his that's the character arc that's very important to him. It defines him as a character in the comics. This seems not to be Tony Stark to me. We're talking about a guy who in the Avengers delivered an atomic payload, almost died, went through the Tesseract portal, bounced down Park Avenue, and then when they resuscitated him, he's cracking jokes immediately. So I know people use jokes as a healing mechanism and to cover up hurt feelings, but I don't know if people want to see a Tony Stark more in touch with his emotions like he seems to be in this trailer. Also, Pepper Potts, love Pepper Potts. Pepper Potts is a really great female character, a great example of how a female character doesn't have to be a superhero to be a member of the team. She and Tony Stark are a great team. Gwyneth Paltrow's chemistry with Robert Downey Jr. is really spectacular. I think they are a really realistic depiction of a good couple. That you don't often see in movies. So I get nervous here. I don't want Pepper Potts to be relegated to the damsel in distress role. I think that would be not good for her. Also, we see that shot of her in trouble, and we're going back to terrorists and Tony saying he wants to protect her. Part of me wonders if we'll see rescue here, because in the comics, that's Pepper Potts got her own Iron Man suit. I think that would be potentially jumping the shark, or as it's called these days, nuking the fridge. We'll see. But, hopefully this is just the first trailer. I think that was a little bit of a mistake to release things like this. I think that they did a real hodgepodge of publicity with the teaser for the teaser, and then this other little 10-second clip they released yesterday that had shots that aren't in this trailer. It just seems very off message, a little bit of a mess. I don't think it's a strong start. I think they should have opened with a bang. I think they should have really given us a shot that was really knocked our socks off. I don't see that shot here, but maybe that's just me. Again, I liked Iron Man 2. Also, I'd like to speak for a moment to the Mandarin. He seems to have, I don't know if that's the Mandarin talking, he seems to have a weird Tom Hardy Bane voice, which I think is such an odd decision. I wish these movies would not mirror each other. It takes you out of it. Also, Kevin Feige was talking about the Mandarin yesterday, and he said that the Mandarin isn't an Asian villain. He is more of a, speaking of hodgepodges, he's a hodgepodge of evil. He's got the warrior samurai hairstyle, but the terrorist beard. He's going to be carrying an AK-47 all the time, is what Kevin Feige said, which is, how infamously Osama bin Laden would present himself and other terrorists do to the public. And I think that does bring it full circle, because a terrorist started this whole thing with Tony Stark in the first Iron Man. But at the same time, just create a new villain. I don't like taking the Mandarin, which is a great Asian character, and twisting it to serve the purposes of the film to a degree where he's pretty much unrecognizable. I mean, if you didn't call him the Mandarin, people would think he was a new character. So that's disappointing. And also, I was very excited about integrating China into the film. And I was also disappointed not to see any of that here. I know they shot some stuff in China. You have a Chinese villain. They're supposed to have some Chinese actors they've been casting. And to not see that represented at all, what's China getting for their money when they invest in these films? I mean, they invested in Looper, and they had very little stuff in China. They just talked about China a little bit in a few short scenes. It's weird. It's a weird situation. So what do you think? Are you glad that Iron Man seems to be going in a different direction? Do you think that Tony Stark, a darker, more emotionally fragile Tony Stark, is the way to go? And, is this a great start to the Iron Man campaign? This is Marvel Phase 2, Marvel Studios Phase 2. It's very important that they get this right. Do you think that their first step was a good one? Be sure to share your thoughts down below. And as always, thank you for coming to be on the trailer, not just for the latest trailers, but for these quick snapshot reviews. Thanks for watching.